People's Democratic Republic is a country landlocked between Thailand, Vietnam and Cambodia. Laos is a country with a rich culture and amazing beauty, but it's one of the poorest nations in the world. Through no fault of their own, more than 40% of the country's children lives in desperate poverty. They don't have enough food to eat and clean water to drink. They have poor sanitation and no toilets. As a result, they often get sick and are vulnerable to infections and diseases like malaria. Much of the landscape consists of rugged mountains and forests, where only 10% of the land is suitable for farming animals and growing crops. What the families do farm in the wet season often runs out over the long, dry winter. 3 hours away from any main road, in a dusty rural village, we found a little girl called Kaisong. Kaisong lives with her mum, grandma, older sister, and she has a little brother too. They all live together in this tiny bamboo hut about as big as a queen-size bed. The floor is full of holes and the sparse reed roofing gives little protection from the monsoonal rains. Kaisong's mother went blind when she was young. They have no father, so Kaisong and her sister have to take care of her. Both girls have infected sore eyes and they have no money to buy medicine. They're scared they may end up blind like their mother and other people we met in the village. Kaisong's grandma told us she was very worried about her grandchildren. There is not enough food to eat and they get sick all the time. Kaisong told us when she goes to bed she's always hungry because she doesn't have enough to eat. Kaisong's family have no income to buy food or medicine. They have no crops to eat or animals to sell, so often they must walk about 2 hours one way to the market to beg for food. Sometimes they don't get home till after dark. Kaisong leads the way and warns her blind mother of hazards on the road. Her little brother wears a bell around his ankle so his mum knows where he is. Imagine what it's like for Kaisong leading her blind mother and little brother home on a dirt road at night after a day spent begging at the markets. In the dry season, when the village has no rice crops growing, Kaisong and her sister trek into the forest for food. They must dig deep holes in the hard clay to find tiny frogs and crabs that they'll take home for their only meal for the day. This is supposed to be enough to feed a family of 5. Kaisong also has to look for firewood and she collects water from an open well that's covered in dust and crawling with mosquito larvae. 2 of these water buckets weigh 20 kilos. That's way more than half of Kaisong's body weight. All of this is hard work on an empty stomach and Kaisong gets very tired. So what do they do for fun? The children don't have much energy for playing, so Kaisong and her friends find rubber bands and play a flicking game similar to jacks or marbles. She's actually pretty good. So what does the future look like for kids like Kaisong? In the dry season, the crops won't grow, so none of the families in the village have enough to eat. Poor nutrition and dirty water makes them vulnerable to illness and disease, and blindness is a big problem in the village. Kaisong and her family don't even have anywhere to go to the toilet. Kaisong's story is tragic, and the worst thing is, we met so many other children like her, living in desperate poverty. But you can help them build a better future by doing the 40-hour famine. World Vision will help villagers grow nutritious food and get access to clean water and sanitation for the long term. Every $40 you collect will help feed and care for children like Kaisong for 1 month. So go for it. Sign up with your group leader today.